Hi everyone, welcome back to the virtual training plan videos. So in this installment, I'll be talking about trail running. So in our training plan, we're scheduled to trail run every other Saturday. If you look in the guidebook as well, you'll find a short definition of what trail running and trail runs mean to us in this program. And essentially the main reason why it's being incorporated is that trail runs improve our overall athletic abilities and improve our overall physical fitness. For our purpose, trail runs should be done at our recovery pace or even slower, but that is very dependent on the trail you choose to run. So that means what it looks like, the vertical gain, descent, and any technical sections and features along that trail. So often running coaches will get asked, especially by road runners, I'm training for a road race. Why do I need to, or why should I run on the trails? But there are a lot of huge upsides to taking some of your training runs and recovery runs to the trails. So in this episode or installment, I will be discussing a few of those with you guys. The first one that I'm going to mention is that trail running, our trail runs are done on softer surfaces, so dirt, mud, gravel, and those surfaces will reduce the impact on our bodies. So often when we're running on the roads or the sidewalks, it's a lot of repetitive pounding on our bodies, especially on some of our joints, and our bigger joints that we use all the time in running, like our knees and our ankles and our hips. And overuse and repetitive motion often cause or can lead to injuries down the road. Another great reason you should consider trail running is that trails just simply slow you down. It's often said that take your easy days easy and your hard days hard, but we all know that's easier said than done. But if you take some of your easy days to the trail, you're just going to naturally slow down because of, the terrain and such on trails. Another great benefit of trails, and one reason it does improve our overall athletic and fitness abilities, is that the terrain on the trails often changes our gait, causing us to push off our toes more, shorten our stride, and it works some of our balance and core muscles when we're going through maybe a winding or a twisting section. So all of these different aspects of trail running that you don't experience on the roads can help activate and condition a lot of our stabilizing muscle groups, such as our ankles, our core, and our knees. And focusing or helping to improve these stabilizing muscles will take a large load off of our larger muscle groups that often get used when we're road running. Another great reason to consider trail running on your easy days is, not just physical, but mental. Living in Missoula, we know that being outside and enjoying nature is a great way to improve our mental health. And it's the same story for running. Sometimes we just need to get on the trails to kind of refresh and reset and just really enjoy running again. So as you're going out for your trail runs, make sure you're acknowledging the level of your chosen trail. Not all trails are made equal. Of course, there's easy trails and there's challenging trails. So for instance, an easy trail, something like the Kim Williams or Maclay Flats here in Missoula, are great options just to slow you down, take your time, and put yourself in a position to take on a lighter training load that day. But be aware that if you choose a more challenging trail, that it's going to raise your heart rate and maybe even raise it for an extended period of time, which will cause you to enter into a different heart rate training zone, which could be counterproductive to trail running, especially on our recovery days. So the timing of when we trail run also matters, which is one reason why we find our trail runs on Saturdays. Trail running between an intense workout or intense workouts and long runs allows for active recovery, which has been shown to reduce fatigue and get us prepped for the next workout. But again, like I mentioned earlier, the trail choice is really important here. So if you choose a difficult trail for an easy day, you're doing yourself more harm than good. It's really counterproductive for what we're trying to achieve here. So I suggest for most of our trail runs that you pick something that's relatively flat, has a softer surface that can allow you to easily recover from. In our off season or maybe even some of your long runs, that would be the day to experiment with a new trail or something you know is a little bit longer or a little more challenging. And then lastly, the trail you choose to run and the amount you're trail running should reflect what you're training for. So, if you're not training for anything right now and you're just using this plan as a tool to stay in shape and stay accountable, running on the trails often is fine. But if you're training for maybe like a road half marathon or a 10K on the roads, trail running every day is probably not the best choice. So just keep that in mind as you're choosing where to run and when to run if you differ from the schedule a little bit. And then also, I guess this would be lastly, just remember to pick a trail that's appropriate for your ability level. And don't be afraid to walk parts or take it really slow, especially if you're approaching, a big hill or a technical section of the trail. If you guys have any questions about trail running, where to run, when to do it, etc., please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to help you.